Namaste. Welcome to October 2017.
Wow. You know, let's just take a moment. There is a lot to share, and we want to share it all so that it flows really nicely and makes a lot of sense for you, because some of it's going to feel kind of contradictory. So let's start right where it matters. Bring your hands like your Shree's modeling. Bring your hands to your heart. And we want to open up this month with a very important question. You ready? How are you?
How are you?
Really, how are you? Take a moment and just kind of check in on that. How are you? And we're starting with this powerful question because, believe it or not, all of October as a unit of 1 month is about that question. Now, as you know, we're in this rich restoration energy that came forward and birthed through September, and everything that September promised, it certainly was. And if you're not sure what we're talking about, if you're just recently checking in with us, go back and watch the September video. So we want to dive right into this today, and you might notice our set is a little different. We're missing our beautiful sacred objects that are all still in a 40-foot container floating its way from Uruguay to Ecuador. However, for those of you that are tuned into the energy, you may notice that right behind us here, we are very, very, very blessed to be the custodians of this extraordinarily very large, pure Nirmata Shiva Linga. And this beautiful, beautiful base that was carved for us by our dear friends in southern India. And we wanted to bring you that energy today. And if the video is looking a little tilted, we're doing our best to make it level.
That's you!
No, it's not you.
Everything's a little tilted.
We have more ships. We are now living in this, maybe you can feel the energy. It's about a minimum of 150. Nobody really knows how old. Farm hacienda here in the middle of the Andes Mountains, and nothing is level, which we kind of enjoy. Even our walls, if you were looking at them this way, they all kind of go like this.
Everything is breathing, and the walls are made of mud and adobe brick, and so the entire place has a
horsehair.
It's all very organic.
Yeah, it's extremely organic. So thank you for those of you that might write a comment and go, hey, couldn't you make your camera straight? You should see how many shims are underneath we're trying. We're doing our best. So thank you for bearing with us. So let's go back. How are you? And what did you notice when we asked you that question?
One of the dynamics that we are going to be experiencing more fully in October is this tension between freedom and chaos.
Make a note of that.
Freedom and chaos. Because that energy of freedom and chaos is really, has a lot to do with how you are. Because if we are unconsciously fearful, then the events and the energies of this time will feel very chaotic and will stimulate ever more fear and anxiety.
So do you notice that little subtle, a lot of people, even as you're sharing that, Sri, and I'm connecting with all of our beautiful community, I notice that sense of flutter in the heart or in the third chakra. So let's dive into this freedom or chaos month, because that's one of the major energies. Now, before we go any further, let's just share, or a reminder. 2017 has been a year of cycles within cycles within cycles, has it not? There was the overarching energy of the whole year of 2017, and then as we started progressing through the year, we had all these different cycles, and you may remember that 4x4 was one of the most profound ones of the year, and then that kind of arrow energy that shot out in August, and remember, it's an arrow, and it has this very straight trajectory, and the trajectory is New Year's Eve 2017 opening up 2018. That's going to be a trajectory moment. We're going to talk a lot more about that starting in November. The reason we're sharing this with you now is October initiates the final cycle of 2017. It is a trinity energy. It is very much a energy that works together, independent energies, yet they're all going to weave together, and that's going to be October, November, December, again with this kind of bullseye moment, New Year's Eve.
So we are in you might call it a tidal movement or a river of energy that has its markers. And right now we're beginning this trinity of October, November, December, leading us to a giant propulsion at year end. Right, literally right at your end. We'll talk more about that as we get closer.
Whew, yeah.
But right now I want to bring you back, freedom or chaos. because there's an enormous opportunity that is before us. When you look in the outer world and it is reflecting the chaos and the insanity, it gives you an opportunity to discover, where am I attached? Where are my unconscious fears? Versus when you are able to have a certain sense of, I'll put quotes around it, amusement. Just kind of a, wow, look at these things going on. You know, and it doesn't mean that your heart isn't touched. What it means is that your sense of peace and trust in your own divine nature is not molested. We are, all of our peace, all of our freedom, all of our empowerment begins here. And
really feel into that. How are you?
So use your breath. This is the magic key for the month. Using your breath. Every moment that you feel a little disturbance, every moment that you find yourself in reactive behavioral, you're just downstream and all of a sudden you go, whoa, wait a minute, I've been on autopilot. Take a breath. So, your breath will restore you to the present moment.
Now let's talk more about that, because that is such a valuable and important key issue to remember, that in this month of freedom or chaos, what that means is, let's look at the first week of October. The first week of October carries with it the waxing energy of the full moon, right? It's with us the entire week. It doesn't start even coming out of the full moon phase until like Saturday, the end of the week. So you really want to look at, if you're catching us early in the month, you want to look at what's building. Well, we're coming out of that restoration energy of September. So as we mentioned a little bit earlier, the overarching energy of this month is freedom or chaos, but here's why, right? Here's the gift, the greatest gift of this month. Everything, capital letters, everything without limits is up for healing this month. How awesome is that? The key is how you're going to heal it, and if you choose to see it. And the freedom is in the recognition of, wow, I can honestly harness all the first 9 months. Think about it. We went through the gestation. The first 9 months of 2017 is the gestation. October is the birth. It's ready to be healed. So that means that the month is going to be filled with contrast and contradiction. And that's what's going to feed the chaos cycle. However, in the birthing energy, along with the pain, there is the absolute exquisite joy. And that's the freedom to recognize that this is a month, and while it's part of this vast trinity energy of October, November, December, the energy that October is carrying is that in this freedom and chaos, everything is ready to be healed. So you need to get really clear with, how am I? How am I doing? How am I? And to recognize that is not a selfish act. In many ways, or excuse me, selfish act. In many ways, it is a selfless act. And as Shri mentioned, if you find yourself engaging in the chaos, engaging in the fear, and focusing on that contrast and contradiction, it will bring you into a downward spiral, and it will be more challenging to find the freedom and the healing, because so much healing energy is here, because what? September restored it. It was the 9th month. It was the month of the gestation. It was the month of the we're ready. And so now that we're ready, you are here. These next 3 months are about your capacity to put your mastery forward in your life's process, recognizing that in this month right now, everything is ready to be healed. And the most powerful time to do that is early in the month, before we hit the new moon, which I believe is right around the 19th, 20th of the month. So during this time right now, it's about getting really honest. Wake up every morning, hand to heart. How am I? Notice what's going on. And I want to talk about the breath, may I?
Yes.
Because there's 3 aspects, 3 months, 3 aspects. We're going to talk about all 3 aspects today. However, October is the month to really master the first of these 3 aspects, which is breath, right? And we're going to give you the other 2, and we'll talk more about them in November and December. For those of you that have taken our Avesa or Avesa protocol, the Avesa breath is your key to freedom this month, right? The Avesa heart, the Ave, and the Sa. And if you have not taken that or have no interest in that, no worries. Then let your breath be connected to your heart. Bring a hand to your heart. Hear your heartbeat. Exhale with presence, right? And that takes a second. And this is a very powerful gift because there's going to be lots of moments this month that will take your breath away. Contrast and contradiction, freedom or chaos, everything is ready to be healed. How are you?
How are you indeed? And are you willing to take responsibility for the quality of your inner peace?
Ooh, great question.
Because these events are conspiring to liberate you. Yet if we go into the chaos with white knuckle grip on, I want to make it the way it was, put me back in the matrix.
You can't go backwards, guys.
What you're going to do is you're going to contribute to the polarity.
Yeah.
When we try to hold on, then things glom into groups. Okay, I find my comfort and safety in being with people who have a certain belief or an orientation, whether it's culture, religion, or whatever. And those groups then start anchoring within the polarity of the chaos, and they create a impediment to lifting. It's a heavy energy. It's a conflictual energy that defines itself based upon the polarization versus defining yourself based upon the truth of your inner peace. Your stability is here.
Yeah.
Let everything vibrate, and as you begin to float above the game board a little bit, you smile and go, okay, I'm going to go to the supermarket now, and you go drive the car, and you notice what's going on, and have a smile on your face, be grateful for all those who brought the food to the place for you. But don't let your peace be damaged by outer events unless you need one more wake-up call.
Now hear that, because we're not saying don't do anything. What we're inviting you to do is recognize that you are a powerful master that has choice. And you might want to begin this month by really getting just a hint of quiet time with yourself and pay attention to what did restore for me in September. Harvest the gift, right? September, the month of harvest and birth. What did harvest for you? What restored for you in September? And in the face of that, what has revealed itself that is ready for healing? This is personal. This is community. This is state, country, world, universe. Everything had this energy around it because remember, the blessing of all energy is that it's neutral. It's how we interact with energy that affects the way that we create through it and with it. So start with that. How am I? What restored for me in September? And in the wake of that, what is in front of me that's ready to be healed? Because as you heal yourself, there is this beautiful, beautiful, loving blessing of energy that starts connecting together all of these beautiful divine beings of healing presence. This is why we were talking about the Gossamer force field. Remember that the crystalline grid, the actual crystalline grid around the planet, is like getting two hammers into it. One coming up from the planet, one coming from external areas.
A lot of polarity and conflictual energy.
And it's being fed, right? And it's being fed. So this beautiful Gossamer force field has been put in around it that sends, like, the only way I can describe what it is, it's like a gel into these weak areas that also supports the crystalline grid to be more flexible so that it can sustain this, so that even if those pressures don't stop, the grid itself becomes more vibrant, more energetic. And this is why a lot of people only see that aspect of it without realizing how that's happening. If you're watching this video, if you are in the process of the divine yoga of self-ascension in your own life, then you're aware of everything, but regardless of whatever level you may be looking at it. And this is the overarching 3-month period, right? October, the energy is about breath. It's about the respiration of the universe, the respiration of the planet, the respiration of the cycles, and of course, your own divine respiration. And I really would be shirking our responsibility to the Ascended Masters if we did not in this moment share with you that it is not too early to be paying attention to who you will be with and where you will be New Year's Eve this year. You need to pay attention not only to December 31st, but that first week of January.
It's a propulsion moment.
It's a huge moment. You know, as we talked about, if you go back and look at the July video where we had the diagrams, and again in August, you'll see that we showed this energy. And as we mentioned earlier today, it's literally like an arrow that's on track for the bullseye, and the bullseye is December 31. And on December 31, there's going to be a... And that energy will last an entire week. And so who are you going to be with? Where will your mind be? How are you going to support yourself? And are you taking, as Sri mentioned, are you taking responsibility for these aspects of your life?
And it's important to understand that healing is a restoration of a harmony.
Exactly.
Healing can be ever refining. So as we look at our world, and so many beings are suffering, so many beings are playing a role to contribute to your awakening, that one thing you can do as you anchor peace, following the breath into your heart, is you can stare into your hands and you can just affirm these hands are filled with love and healing. You can amplify that energy by rubbing your hands together, breathing in health, harmony, happiness, and healing. And with a big exhale, you can send that energy out. Send it to Puerto Rico. Send it to those who are suffering, unattached to how they will use the energy, knowing that the energy is there for them to touch.
Everything is up for healing, remember? We've had how many natural disasters in September? Everything's up for healing in October. There are something like 45 wars in 30 countries, and I might be a little off on that, but it's right around there, as we speak, happening around the world. So we're not naming every single one. We're not naming all the natural disasters because they're not exclusive to one part of the world. We are one heart. We are one respiration. We are one divine inhale and one divine exhale. And as Sri just so beautifully demonstrated, with each one we have the opportunity to heal ourselves.
Every breath carries the energy of love and healing.
Exactly.
Every breath.
Exactly.
And as we tune into our breath, we send the restoration into this beautiful vessel. It then enters our energy field. It then invites others to resonate with the same frequency.
Regardless of the contrast and contradiction. Remember, all throughout October, you feel that? All throughout October, there's going to be a lot of contrast and contradiction. It's all part of that freedom or chaos energy. So here's something to remember in October. Your freedom is a stable plateau that you can, in one breath, reignite every moment of every day. But the chaos is still going to be going on, right? You're just on this plateau going, wow, see that chaos, but I'm living right here. So it's not that if you're holding this ascended consciousness, you won't be available to see it or notice it.
You can step in, you can assist, you can do whatever your heart directs you to do.
But it is a choice. You have to anchor in one or the other. It doesn't mean they're mutually exclusive. And this is very important because it is, again, part of the revelation of that contrast and contradiction energy that will be guiding all month. Now, there's a lot more than just this one video. Please go to SriAndKiraRadio.com. October 1st, we have done 2 radio shows. We did our own radio show at Sri and Kira Live, which you can catch in the archives or catch us live if you caught this early enough at SriAndKiraRadio.com. A lot more information. Also, every month, the first Sunday of the month, we're very blessed to be featured guests at Twin Flame Divine Fire over at iHeartRadio and carried through on Sirius Radio. Go find us there. Listen to that show. What we're trying to do is offer enough in each one of these areas that you can go, yeah, I can breathe into this, I can feel this.
Right.
Because where the breath is going to take us is to presence and full awareness. And all of those energies will be playing in October. Breath, presence, awareness. However, in October, you're going to have more breath moments. In November, there's going to be more presence moments. And in December, there's going to be more awareness moments.
And speaking of awareness,
yeah.
One thing to ask yourselves right now, as you take a breath, what am I restoring?
Yeah.
How did September offer me an opportunity for greater restoration? Be conscious. What am I restoring?
Yeah.
Is there something that needs a little completion?
This is the week. The first week of October is always, the first week of every month is always a bridge week. So, and we're in that full moon energy. So this would be the week. And then also the second question of, through that restoration, what am I really aware of that needs to be healed? And start with you. You are enough. This is the month to be selfish as far as recognizing that, how am I conscious of the breath and moving forward with that. Now, 2 things we want to offer to you along with that. If you have not connected with Avesa, I just can't stress it enough, go check out our Avesa Home Study Program. It is extremely affordable. It's at Self-Ascension.com or SriAndKira.com. It is a powerful, powerful, magical protocol. We won't do a whole bunch about it right now. The other thing we want to share with you is, if there is any way you can join us, come be here with us, right here.
Please tune in.
Tune in with us. Tosa Blue Mountain. Go to SriandKira.com. You can't miss it on the homepage. Check it out. And it's an extremely, we've negotiated with all of our beautiful local people here to get an amazing, one price includes everything, your hotel, your rooms, all of the programs we're doing. But it's being held December 31st through January 5th. And together, those of us that are coming together live will co-create through the ninth dimension while just learning all of these mystical techniques. We have been blessed to be offering Avesa to the world for about 13 years now. And this is the first year that kind of the true lid was taken off. We've had pieces of it revealed, but this is like the, and we were clearly guided that we all had to come together on December 31st to start this energy and not stop until January 5th. So please, 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 SriandKira.com, check it out. And we want to just culminate this video today with one reminder. Bring a hand to your heart. How are you? Truly, how are you?
We love you. Namaste.